Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. I've got a new artist that I'm reacting to courtesy of a gift request of Paula Graham. So Paula, thank you for this gift and this request. The title, Father in a Bible, is like the Bible acting as a father figure, or this could be like a father who is really religious who just spent all his time in the Bible and ignored the kid. I love titles like this that have me intrigued from the get-go. So Jonas Connor, I don't know who Jonas is. I think this is the first time I've reacted. So we're going to find out about this. Thank you for the gift, Paula, and the introduction to a new artist. All right, guys, here we go.
I know what not to do, I know how to lose, and I know how to break a heart. I learned it all from you. I don't know how to ride a bike, I suppose I'll teach myself, 'cause all I got is an empty frame that sits upon my shelf. Something's missing, but that's okay. Yeah, that's just fine. I'll learn to breathe underwater, to stay away from fire. I wish you stayed, 'cause I've been tired. And if he won't be here now, I'll find my father in a Bible. Father in a Bible.
In a Bible. Yeah. Wow, that's power-packed already. And sure enough, sounds like Jonas is a young man. Goodness, yeah, I'm trying to process. There's a lot going on here, but not in the Bible, but a Bible. But his father's not around, clearly.
And I refuse to wear those empty boots you left. I swear I trip and stumble like your whiskey silhouette. But I remember you, the smell of cigarettes, and these cold and bitter feelings that you chose to leave me with. Something's different, but that's okay. Yeah, that's just fine. I'll learn to breathe underwater, to stay away from fire. I wish you stayed, 'cause I've been tired. And if he won't be here now, I'll find my father in a Bible. Father in a Bible.
Pretty picking.
But that's okay. Yeah, that's just fine. I'll learn to breathe underwater, stay away from fire. I wish you stayed, 'cause I've been tired. And if he won't be here now, I'll find my father in a Bible. Father in a Bible.
Yeah, I mean, one time I thought he said father in a bottle, but it was clearly not that. Father in a Bible. He's just turning to God. That's his refuge. And I know a lot of folks go in that direction. There are folks who come from stable homes who also go the spiritual route, put it that way. Whether you're Jewish in the Hebrew Bible, whether you're Christian in the Hebrew and the New Testament, people who may have less than ideal home lives look for some sort of comfort or stability. Even for me, though, I'm agnostic now. I was part of a fundamentalist Christian group for quite a while, very biblically oriented, and I studied the text inside and out and all that. And there's a lot of comfort to be found in it. And whether you believe in God or not, to disparage somebody who, life is hard on planet Earth. It is an extraordinarily difficult enterprise, especially once we become aware of our own mortality. But then when we see people not merely shirking their responsibilities, but people who don't show up when you need or want them to. When you're a kid, it's easy to blame your parents for things. Then you grow older and then you find out, wow, all right, my father was working all the time. He needed to put food on the table. My mother also had to work, or was this or that. And this is what they were dealing with. You get perspective when you're older. And then some of the things that you may have blamed your parents for, you don't blame them for any longer. Once you have kids of your own, you find out, wow, I am tired all the time. I'm scared all the time because what if I can't provide for them or whatever? And so you make adjustments. You recalibrate your assessment of your parents to whatever extent you can do it. But then there are other things that you discover, wow, that was really effed up. Like it makes it worse the older you get, the way they were toward you as a child. And if someone's not around, when you're a kid, that just hurts. And you could hear the cries. I don't know how old Jonas is. I don't know how far along in Jonas's career. I mean, it sounds like he could actually be in high school. And to have the wherewithal to write this song at that age and to sing it and to play it is remarkable to me. I was a jock. I was an athlete. I didn't hang out with the artistic crowd back then. I admire the heck out of them. Later on, I realized, wow, the people who were putting on plays, acting in plays and in the band and all that stuff, they had a lot more going on than I ever knew back when I was in high school. But to have this kind of insight at that age, and I really like that. I learned to breathe underwater and to stay away from fire. And I think those were the lyrics. But I learned to breathe underwater. It's like I can relate to that in ways. We all can. We've all got moments, weeks, months, sometimes years in life where we can relate to the compression of the atmosphere of life, just bearing down and trying to find meaning, trying to find hope, trying to find strength to keep going. You need direction. And at some point, that you've got to give up the lamentation of just lamenting and focusing on what wasn't and try to focus on what might be or could be to give you that hope. In this case, he found a father in the Bible. If you're not going to be around, I'll find another one. And it'd be really nice to have a father that I could hold and that would want to hold me and spend time with me and give me advice and help me in long life's path. I could still turn to God too, because they're not mutually exclusive. But one sometimes does lead to the other. The absence of the physical, loving, kind father whose face with an invisible father or father figure is sometimes you just turn to that substitution. You know what? You're not around. You don't care. You don't have feelings, thoughts. But yeah, Paula, wow, you got me off and running on this one. I don't know when you discovered Jonas in this song, but really a beautiful delivery. I'm not going to rate that one. That was not an homage to his earthly father. It wasn't quite an homage to a heavenly father, but it just bespoke someone's very real experience. I generally am not opposed to rating those, but I think just because he's so young and it does sound so real, it'd be well above a 9. It'd be in the mid-9 range at least. It was beautifully performed, beautifully sung. The instrumentation just kept it simple. And he was unapologetic and unabashed. There was nothing angry in his voice. It struck me as being very real. At one point, I was even concerned it might have been AI, but it wasn't. I looked up on his channel. There's no reference whatsoever. This is very real for Jonas. It sounded like, okay, unless he's representing a friend by proxy. But I think this is his story. Sounds that way anyhow, so. Woo! Paula, what have you done to me? That was beautiful, though. This is very real for a lot of people. I can relate to parts of this myself. So there you go. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. You can thank Paula Graham for that one and Jonas, and keep rocking the country.
Yeah, that's just fine.